Okay, so quick addendum to the previous video. I was down here working on doing some mining. I've already had my first death on the server because Creeper, yeah, HC kills, zombie kills, and then I go on Nexus server and I get killed by a creepers. Hooray! I'm off to a good start, but I'm also off to a good start in that I've found a zombie spawner just out of the middle of nowhere, and this sucker is loaded. Okay guys, so when we last left off, I was over here at my new base building up stuff, and as you can see, I have been slowly expanding things out here and there. I brought in some oak trees just to get some different pieces out there, and also went over to the dark oak forest and knocked down an dark oak tree to get it just enough saplings to get that going. I've got an extra spare over here as well. Slowly chewing my way through that stuff, but really a couple big things here. First off, my little survivalist hut up here. I'm probably actually going to rip out that door and leave it like this, just because most mobs are not going to make this particular jump here. I have finished off almost finished off. I've got this last little bit here to go. The entry to the base, you can see I've picked my banner for this server. I'm going to go off of the purple, which actually looks pretty good. It's pretty hard to find a design for that flag that doesn't work very well with anything else. I've been through an entire shield already, destroyed that. Most of my armor is in pretty bad shape. This is a second set that I've actually set up. It's lasting a little longer with some of the basic enchants on it, but unfortunately the diamonds just aren't proving very easy to find right now. So got a lot of branch mining to do. I've got 13, and that's about it. I also need to gather up enough supplies for a lot of books, and I don't really have... I've got plenty of the saplings, not so much on the leather is the problem, so I'm not getting very good enchants out of this. So every time I want to go enchant something, I basically have to walk all the way over to spawn. Well, not walk anymore. You can see I've got another portal set up, and it's kind of here at the very center focal point of the front hall, or for the entrance at least. This is going to take me into the nether, and I managed to find that I lucked out in that this particular path here, out of the hub, the primary path here, it ended right there, and that was just far enough to get out to here. The problem is I have a lava rivulet all the way from the roof of the nether here, running straight down into there, so that's diverted a little bit. I need to just go up and actually just knock the thing out. But for the time being, this is okay. And same thing with the, this is all basically just here to give me a way to get to and from spawn pretty quick. It's a lot easier to do that than constantly walk around in the overworld, because it is a bit of a haul. I did have some problems getting the portal set up, where I managed to cross-link to someone else's nearby portal, and I've managed to resolve those. So what else have I been doing down here? Well, this is going to be my enchanting room. Eventually we'll have the walls replaced with the requisite books. I've got my reed farm over here that I just like to tear through every now and then, just to make sure that I've got everything here. That now puts me up to almost a full stack of sugarcane at this point, so we're doing pretty good in that respect. I've been digging back slowly here. This is not done because, unfortunately, right behind here is a lava lake, so I can't exactly leave it open because of all of this stuff going on. But I also need to... This is a lake I really want to salvage the lava out of, and that's going to require a lot of buckets and a lot of putting things in storage, just so I can have enough inventory to actually move some stuff around. So that's kind of where I am at this point. I haven't really opted for any of the usual kind of servitors and everything, because at this point I'm kind of feeling pretty confident in my abilities to kind of understand how a server is working and how to find things. And most multiplayer servers don't really go to great lengths to hide everything, so let's go ahead and get all this stuff here. almost all of it. I need a little more iron if I'm going to hang on to all of this lava. But I found that lava is a wonderful way to power everything you're doing with smelters, so that's why I am happily gathering up all of it and spending actually pretty much my entire remaining supply there gathering that. So yeah, I know there's some cows around here at some point, but I think they're over a little ways out. The funny thing is you can't really tell I'm actually down here. The only way you can even tell that I live here at this point on the overworld map is because I got rid of the andesite blocks that were along that ridge line there. Other than that, I kind of really blend into the landscape here, and that was kind of my goal, where, at least for now, this is going to be a simple entrance, and there's not going to be much complicated to really give away my presence, aside from the bunker base. That's why I've decided to call this, at least for now, the bunker base, because I started looking around at what's available up top to build, and there's really not a heck of a lot. So I'm kind of thinking of building this more as like a survivalist bunker, you know, sort of last ditch buried under the mountain. The entrance that I started designing here, I was actually thinking of the Chain Mountain entrance. And unfortunately, it's actually a little narrower than I really wanted it to be. But I kind of ran out of room to build in the width down here. So that's kind of my idea there. I'm just throwing in a little mix of the dark oak wood, the regular oak wood, and the birch, and just kind of trying to break up the walls a little bit. And then, of course, down here I decided to take advantage of some of the paintings. So got some nice 2x1 paintings in there, and that also serves to break up the color in the short bit of the hall that you're actually going through. Now this is going to tee off down here, I think, and over on the right I'm planning on building my furnace room. That's pretty much dependent on how much iron I can put together, and start working on some hoppers. And I'm not exactly sure what I'm going to do over on this side, but I think at this point it's safe to say that we can probably just... Come on, lava. Thank you. Okay, I feel a little better now tearing out the rest of that wall to finish it off. Hey guys, it's Feral. I'm back with an update after being offline for a couple of days, being sidelined due to the flu. Not a load of fun on that, and unfortunately, over here on the Zuzuma Patreon server, my health is not much better off because my food supplies are slowly dwindling. In fact, I was actually just trying to make some beetroot soup, just because I am going through food like crazy, but we're going to hold off on that for now. I've got 2 carrots. I've basically been burning through the cooked fish I got. I've got some cooked pork chop. Let's try to say that a little cleaner. Some cooked pork chops from killing the pigs around here. But yeah, between blowing through that and, well, let's also put it this way, that's the extent of my valuables right now. I've got plenty of stuff set up to go. The problem is I just don't have any diamonds at this point. I have been blowing everything that I can over in spawn just to try to catch up a little bit, and unfortunately I did have, as I take you outside here, I did have a little bit of I've actually gotten somewhere designing the bunker base here. At least the entrance of it here is all set. I still have some more room to keep digging here, and I've got to be a little on the careful side. You can see I've added journey maps since I last recorded, I believe. Still not exactly sure where I left off on recording, but I do need to actually start digging the base a little further down because I'm approaching the edge of the mountain that's over in this direction. In fact, it may actually be right outside the wall here. I'm not entirely sure. But I did finish up the entrance, and this entrance is actually working really good for catching mobs. Any mobs that spawn up on the surface here that come down after me, they go right into the nether portal, and that's it. They're gone. They don't actually path around the portal, which is interesting enough. So I've got kind of a makeshift mob defense, but you can see I've done a lot of clearing over here. That F is up there to identify my spot on the world map that's available for this server. As you can see here, this is a temporary zombie villager trapping shack. I've been trying to catch them when I've gotten them in, and I even had a librarian in here caught, ran down into my base to get a name tag to name him because I have a brewing stand, but I have nothing to do brewing with. I have no sugarcane. Well, I've got the sugarcane down here. What am I saying? No netherwort is the problem. I've got 4 netherwort and no soul sand at this point that I've got to do a little bit of another run on. But you can see I've been doing a lot of clearing out and lighting up. There's a bit of a dark spot up there that I still have to deal with, and a little more over in that general direction. I'm guessing the server difficulty is set to hard because I have been getting absolutely pummeled. And that's every indication of just why I suck at UH Season 110 and up, or 1.9 and up. So, yeah, getting my ass handed to me, unfortunately, there. But it is nice to actually have all this finally cleared out, and you can see that I've been doing a lot of building behind here. I've done some terracing work, and what's probably going to, at least for now, what I've been thinking about doing is building a glass dome over this whole area, but I'm not exactly sure how well that's going to work when I get to this side of the build because it's very open, whereas this side's nice and high. So it makes it a little harder to figure out where to actually start building the outer edge of the dome, whereas it's a lot more difficult to actually come up and build the center of the dome than build it outwards. But I'm going to have to figure out something to do. Well, on the upside, if there's one thing you've got to run across when you're doing your own diamond mining is someone else's strip mine. But, well, on the upside, at least this looks like it's just one long line that someone made out of the spawn area. Just a ways off, at least. It's not too far from my own mines. The problem is, as you can see on my map, I'm starting to branch out and I'm getting a lot of bupkis. I'm leaving my armor off because that's letting my... the only thing I have on me that's got mending on it right now is my pickaxe, and I desperately need to keep this pickaxe going because it is the only thing I've got. It is the only piece of Fortune 3, Efficiency 5 Unbreaking 3, Diamond technology that I have. Even eventually this is going to run down, and I'm not looking forward to that at all. I really need to get the... I've got the mending book set aside for it. I just don't have any of the other things I want to put on the sword, and the problem is if I'm going to blow levels on it, I'd rather blow them on it when I want to put everything on there, rather than just one thing and then just keep incrementally increasing the cost of it until it becomes impossible to make the sword I want to make. And in that regard, I don't want to waste the mending book on that. Aha! There you are. 5 diamonds. Not bad on the random number generator there. That is my new set of boots. Once I managed to pick up, there's more to that vein that I missed. Okay, 9 diamonds. I will happily take that. Oh, that's why they were diagonal to each other. Nice. Okay. So finally a little bit of luck there. Okay guys, popping back in here with the quick demonstration video on one of the reasons why I still hate the 1.9 mechanics system. Now, I'm over here on the X server, and as you can see, I'm down here caving. I was just doing a little bit of branch mining downstairs and ran across a cavern that still had a couple spots that need to be exposed. Now, here's my problem. You can see I've got a basic skeleton up here. And as you can see, I'm also experiencing a little bit of lag on the server. Not too bad. Now, just a little while ago, I actually had about 3 or 4 zombies actually coming down this very same corridor. And the problem I had there is I was swinging, and because my hits were delayed by the lag, what was happening is I was basically just getting a bunch of whiffs. So you have to start to swing a lot sooner before stuff is necessarily in range, and that of course means that you're not fighting anywhere as well. And that's why I'm kind of down here hoping I might be able to to kind of catch in evidence. Normally, part of the problem might be because I typically cave pretty fast. And keeping in mind, I'm not kitted up to any significant extent here. Yeah, I've got some basic enchanted iron, but nothing more extensive than what you would get pretty much top of the, kind of your top of the gear for iron for a UHC, to be honest with you. Actually, this looks pretty promising. That side looks like a nice open ravine, which is probably sucking up all the spawns. There's a hallway down there. Oh, no, there's a ravine down there. That's what it is. Nothing, nothing, nothing. And you're exposed to the outside. Interesting. I have to find out where I am here. I honestly do not know at this point where I am on the server. I know I'm somewhere under my... Well, not necessarily under at this point, but... Anyways, this isn't what I came over here to prove in the slightest. Come on, guys, you were all around me while I was trying to find other stuff. I did succeed in finding a decent quantity of diamonds to the point where I've got everything I need to start pulling off enchants. Now the problem is I need the experience points. And the only way I'm going to get that is either by mining and smelting up things like iron, very much like a UHC in that regards, actually, or by killing mobs. Let's just see where I am here. Okay, so I'm just outside of my base. Oh, and hey, I've got some welcome visitors here. Now, first off, the shield, which is actually behaving for once. Oh, now you guys are going to fight each other. Oh, this should be an interesting fight to see who wins. There's another zombie over there I can see, too. This guy's probably doing all sorts of social spawning. Okay, 1, 2... Still somehow getting it up just in time. He's pissed off. Well, you picked the wrong zombies to go after. But as you can see here, you know, I get a perfect situation to demonstrate. I don't have OBS open to confirm that I am recording the window, and of course I don't get that perfect situation again. Okay, demonstration. Right! I'm expecting 2 of you guys. Oh, demonstration right there. 1 hit. Back off. 2 hit. I don't know if you saw it on the very first hit on that second creeper, and holy crap, did I take damage on that. Break out the emergency rations. I don't know if you saw it on that first creeper hit there, but there is significant lag between when I swung and when I hit, and I'm also having the same problem with skeletons, where you put your shield up to block, and the server doesn't recognize it. The client has recognized you put your shield up, but the server has not been able to recognize it. And that causes a lot of problems with trying to take on these guys in an environment where the lag is just not in your favor. Now, keeping in mind the skeletons, the new mechanic's bad enough. Throw in the lag on top of that, and it's unforgiving. You cannot deal with Minecraft combat. Okay, go ahead and demonstrate my point here, will you? See, shield was up according to the client. And you say, I swung my sword, and there's a big delay that's happening between when I'm clicking to try to attack and clicking to bring up my shield. And that is the kind of thing that will kill you very quickly in a UHC. Even with the shield mechanic, even with the updated mechanics that'll be coming out in the next version of Minecraft, where your shields will block all damage, including the fire damage. That is more than a significant problem for me, especially in the case of UHC, where for the first hour or so on the server, you're in a very hostile lag environment, essentially. And see, I switched, and it wasn't... You see, I switched shield, and it didn't acknowledge that I'd switched and tried to sword. So, yeah, this is where I'm having the biggest beef of all with this version of... with the whole entire combat overhaul, essentially. Trust me, there are elements of it that I do like, but there are just other elements that, just like that, drive me absolutely nuts. And... I'm on a server with a lot of people, and yeah, I'm assuming it is a pretty decent server, but there's just, the lag is just killer, unfortunately, when you get into that sort of situation. It makes caving difficult, it makes spiders especially deadly. Creepers, forget it. Until you've got knockback, you really have no potential hope of preventing a creeper explosion. It's going to happen. There's no way to kill them before they pop. So, just thought I'd give you that little bit of a visual demonstration of one of the reasons why I'm still not too much of a fan of the 1.9 combat mechanics. And just a quick addendum to that, no, I am not using that as an excuse as why I died so early in the last UHC. That was clearly my own stupidity. Just wanted to get that out there.